Hello, Greyman X6 here, and it's time to do another special Marvel Legends unboxing and review video. I actually haven't seen many big-time reviewers tackle this one, at least none that have really come up on my subscription feed or recommends, so might as well just do it myself. And just cut right to the chase. Yeah, we finally got Mandarin after, like, almost 2 decades after this one came out from Toy Biz's run. This is the first time Hasbro's done the character, but of course, they go for the blandest one possible, instead of giving us the green robes. Obviously, there are reasons why they did it. Same reason why Mephisto is a made-to-order thing, because they can't essentially have Marvel Satan on store shelves. Wussies. But I kind of prepared for that in eventuality. What do I mean by that? You'll see. And to sweeten the deal, make it so I didn't mind having to buy a 2-pack to finally get Mandarin, we get a nice new updated Iron Man. And I'm showing off all the other comic-themed Iron Mans I got here. This is the Model 70, which was his suit basically around the time I finally got back into comics, and he finally got his own series. I think Cantwell was the writer for that one. And of course, going all the way back to the Model 1. And even though they cheaped out and used marbleized plastic instead of painting it all silver, sculpt is really immaculate, and they did paint on some damage, some scratches. And of course, we got the big ol' Hulkbuster here, which I've shown off before. Since, let's face it, Mandarin is pretty much the star of this 2-pack, we're going to go ahead and start with him. And he's definitely going to replace this old thing, even though this is the version most of us visualize when it comes to Mandarin with the robes, even if it does evoke too much of the whole Fu Manchu thing. This thing is showing its age. Not only is mine all kind of getting discolored and it's dusty because it's just been standing there on the shelf, because you really can't do much with it because this rubber robe thing hinders articulation. Ugh. It's a mess. It's finally time to retire it, as much as it can still look cool. And again, I'm not really too mad about getting this kind of Mandarin because this is technically comics accurate, and I kind of resigned myself to us getting this when it finally came time for Mandarin to get into Hasbro's Marvel Legends. And as far as suited figures go, seems okay. Do a pretty good split. Got a thigh cut. Do I have to heat it? No. We got good bend in the legs. Twist at the ankles. Cuffs do kind of hinder the up and down, though. And we got a twist in the waist. A diaphragm with a deep enough cut. The material for the coat, the blazer, isn't as pliable as I'd like. It is going to kind of... Yeah, see? It's not really going to be able to kick back. But you still got some mobility in the shoulder. Okay, bicep cut, pinless double-jointed elbows, and the hair isn't going to make it so we can look up much, but looks down okay. It's obviously on one of those hinge disc things, so yeah, he's not going to be able to get much twist side to side in the neck. Yeah, not really. So what we got here in terms of articulation and detail is pretty good for the version of Mandarin we got represented here. But my big complaint is, what do you think about when, with any version of Mandarin, what's he usually got? The rings. The 10 rings. And he's only got them on his fisted hands. Okay, he came preloaded with these kind of relaxed accessory holding hands. No rings. And these longer nailed claw gesturing hands, no rings. It also came with this head, which is, I'm sure is relevant to the comic arc, but I'm not going to pretend I'm a big Iron Man lore expert, though I do love catching up on classic Iron Man stuff and learning more. Oh, and I just learned, it was announced at New York Comic Con that Joshua Williamson is going to be doing the next solo Iron Man run, which... Oh ho 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 ho! Superman fans have been eating very well because of both James Gunn's movie and Joshua Williams' Superman run, so I am excited for that, but back on topic. Yeah, as far as this Mandarin goes, as is, the only real complaint I have, other than not looking like that, is only one set of hands having the rings. That is inexcusable. And it would sour me on this whole thing if I hadn't prepared for getting the business suit Mandarin instead of green robes Mandarin. What do I mean by that? Behold, my insurance policy. This is the MCU Baron Mordo from Doctor Strange 2, straight out of Ollie's. When I saw this guy on discount there, I figured just grab him because that's going to be the Mandarin they give us. So at least we'll have something resembling his traditional green robes. Just got to do some part swapping. Okay, remove the head and the hands. And since I'm on a clock here, and I really am a horrible novice when it comes to painting stuff, we're just going to go the cheap, easy route for now and use a Sharpie. Paint will come later, don't worry. And here we go. A quick, dirty, incredibly lazy kitbashing custom, and we have a true green-robed comic Mandarin, sorta. Again, it sucks that we only got one set of hands with the rings, and you can't exactly swap them from that one. Don't know if you can swap that head either. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not going to bother trying to find out, but what do you know? Just a few extra $10 at Ollie's, and you got the perfect kit-bashed green-robed Mandarin, or as best you can hope for right now. And he only got single-jointed elbows because he's got the bulky suit, but at least they rotate at the elbow. No bicep swivel either, but still plenty of rotation in the shoulder. Hands move okay. It's a little gummy right here. It was hanging in the closet where there's not for that good climate control. Just waiting until this came out, which was a couple of years. But we got thigh cut. Even though they're pinned, we got double jointed knees. Do we have boot swivel? Yes, we do. Okay, it's only the left leg here that's really loose. The right one seems to be holding up and is not so gummy. And yeah, it really looks ugly where I took a Sharpie. It's like too lustrous. I am going to have to remove that later and just paint it proper, something with a matte finish. But for now, it'll have to do. And this, because of the coat, the head doesn't really fit on. This has a dumbbell joint as opposed to the ball and hinge thing for that they use for this one. At least he gets some tilt, but you really can't force his head back that much. Also, you just got a dumbbell waist here, so that's all we're getting for crunch. Not as much as this, admittedly, but trade-off is we get something resembling his green robes. And yeah, see, he wants to keep looking down, so I'm gonna have to kind of force it to have him looking Tony Stark in the eye when he's ready to rumble, but what can you do? This has been a good comic Mandarin for years, just visually, if not functionally, but this is one time when I'm not going to be too broken up retiring a good old Toy Biz one like I was with Green Goblin and Venom and what have you. Here's my go-to Mandarin until Hasbro gives us a proper green-robed version. Oh, and yeah, this is whatever was going on at the end of that arc. I've got to catch up with a lot of Iron Man lore, but he's rapidly aging and the clawed nail hands and whatever. Overall, this suit could be a good base for something else, like if I wanted to get the Spider-Man 3 figure and put Bully Maguire's head on here. That would work. But, again, this will have a lot of other uses. For now, putting it aside, this is getting retired, and here we have our true Mandarin for now. Alright, now we're going to move on to the Armored Avenger, and honestly, now that I've got him in hand and messed around with him some, I can't say I was impressed as I thought I would be. For one thing, I liked this Model 90 version because he was nice and big and bulky, but he seems too slim here. There are some touches I do like, saying for the blast effects, the open hands, there's a gradient, which looks nice, a nice touch, but this ab crunch just kind of feels like it's supposed to be ratcheted. I hear something clicking, but it just feels gummy. The diaphragm joint, it's like arches better back than forward. Okay, good leg movement though. We got a thigh cut hidden right there. We got nice pinless joints. That's good. Ankles move fine. They're not encumbered by anything. And the question we all had when we first saw this reveal, does he have butterfly joints? Not really. It seems more like what you see with DC McFarlane, a pseudo butterfly joint with a rotator cuff. You're not going to really get any cross-arm action here. Can spread out his arms some, but so you're not too impressed. At least you do get an interesting unmasked Tony Stark head, though. Haven't seen any like this, though. This though. Honestly, I prefer what we have with the Hulkbuster. Anyway, I'm gonna try a bit of a Kitbash too, because as much as I wanted to give this a chance, I still like a lot of things with the Model 90, especially the head sculpt. It looks like classic Iron Man, but has some touches from the MCU film. So let's try that real quick. Okay, this isn't working as well as I thought it would either. Not only is the red on the Model 90 doesn't quite match up with this Extremis armor, it kind of sits a little too low, and I don't know. I was hoping this would be as fun of a kitbash as this Mandarin right here, but I'm just not really feeling it. I do like the new Tony Stark head sculpt, though. Well, just get a face sculpt. Just like with all the newer Marvel Legends stuff, the printing technology is immaculate. Come on, you gotta focus? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's really good. It's a nice cross between traditional comic Tony Stark and RDJ's smug. So there's that, but I think I'm going to be sticking with the Model 90, honestly. I don't know, and I don't think I'm going to get much for selling this Iron Man, despite all the updated articulation, because most people might just want Mandarin. I know I did. But again, I thought I'd be getting a bit more mileage out of this Iron Man, but not really. At least now I have an Extremis for the Hall of Armors, but I don't know. Might as well squeeze out some more fun from this Extremis Iron Man by showing him with the rest of my Big Five. My Marvel Big Five, of course, is we got X-Men, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, and Hulk. Growing up, I got into comics mostly because of the X-Men cartoon, and I love the Spider-Man cartoon. My father turned me on to Fantastic Four, and remember those big Essential reprints that were all in black and white of the very first issues of these guys back in the 60s? Well, I had all of those too. But I also checked out from the library, he had Iron Man's and Hulk, so I was familiar with those stories, so I already knew all about Iron Man before he hit it big in 2008 with the start of the MCU. So yeah, I don't mind having just another Iron Man armor for the Hall of Armor, so I am a little bit disappointed with this one. I am probably just going to stick with the Model 70, but if you don't have the previous Extremis and you'd like one, this does have a lot of bells and whistles and upgrades the previous release lacked. So if you just need an Iron Man in general or want this for your Hall of Armor, it would be a good buy, this 2-pack. Otherwise, if you're happy with the Iron Man armors you already have on display, like I was, you might not need this one, or you can just sell it off if you must have the other figure. And in closing, might as well show off this Kitbash Mandarin with some of the other big Marvel villains. Yeah, some of these are really old. I mean, yes, these are the Toy Biz versions of Magneto and Mr. Sinister. This is the old Epic Heroes version of Dr. Doom. And this Crimson Dynamo version from the Iron Man 2 figure line. We also got some Spidey's Nemesis. We got Dr. Octopus and the Green Goblin. We got... Oh, I still love this thing. I mean, forget that made-to-order X-Men 97 Apocalypse. I'm happy with this one. This Diamond Select one. But yeah, Mandarin looks like he's in good company, but yeah, the only one that looks kind of out of place is Crimson Dynamo, because he looks kind of puny for a guy in a big armor suit. Hopefully, now that we finally have a proper Mandarin in Hasbro's run on Marvel Legends, we'll get one soon. Specifically, Dimitri Burkhardt, since I think in the comics he's actually taken up the mantle of Crimson Dynamo again. I mean, Marvel Select gave us one. It is high time Hasbro did too. Just saying, just saying. So that about wraps it up for my review of the Extremis Iron Man and Mandarin 2-pack. Ultimately, all I got this for, the most I got out of it was a head swap and hand swaps to get the closest thing we're going to get to a green-robed Mandarin for quite a while. The Extremis Iron Man is nice, but I don't think it'll wind up replacing my Model 90 on my shelf like I thought it would. Again, if you don't have the Extremis, or you really want it with the extra bells and whistles, go for it. Since, of course, we all needed a Mandarin anyway, but all in all, I can't recommend this 2-pack as much as I thought I would. Oh well, Dunstein. Like $50 just for a few parts, and just another addition for a Hall of Armor I really don't have room to display. Oh well, what can you do? What can you do?